April 28th, 2025, I delivered letters representing 5 homeowners within the 200-foot boundary of the proposed LDS temple. According to our Code of Ordinances, these letters may have triggered a 20% threshold invoking Ordinance 14.02.002E, triggering the necessity of a supermajority to pass the ordinance that was voted on April 29th. On April 30th, I sent an email to Mayor Lessner and Mr. McCoy, and I copied the town council members on it. I still have not received a reply to my email with an explanation as to why the supermajority letter was disregarded. We, the citizens, demand to know why the town council disregarded the letters and the ordinance. We want to know how the town council determined which owners were within 200 foot and whether 20% was met or not. If the protest letters met the 20%, why was Ordinance 14.02.002E not enforced? If the ordinance should have been applied, then the vote on April 29th is invalid or illegal. We're trying to determine if the laws of Fairview were circumvented, and if they were, what legal court recourse is available. We respectfully require an answer to these critical questions.
I began my speech last week by saying, I want to start by expressing my genuine appreciation for your service. This isn't an easy job, and I doubt any of you expected to be the town of Fairview's last hope to protect our ordinances and dark skies when you put your name on the ballot. I'm still appreciative of public service, and it's often a thankless work. But that's where my message changes today. For a brief moment, you made us believe you were fighting for us. But we now know it was all show. As the saying goes, all hat and no cattle. If I had the slightest indication that your vote would be based out of fear, I would have used my time differently, and I wouldn't have wasted one sentence, not even one single letter of the alphabet, on asking you to be brave. I would have focused all of my 3 minutes on informing the LDS Mormon members in the audience and online just how much of a lying, despicable, underhanded, manipulative, and just plain bully of an organization they are, and what they're doing to a small town because they get their way. If you really knew, as you said in the Desert News article, that the lawyers had a lawsuit ready to serve on our town if they didn't get their way, then you should have started the meeting with that before a single word was said. That would really have set the tone. You could have said, adjust your messages to address the fact that these bullies are sitting there prepared to sue this town into oblivion because they can't adjust their outrageous demands to fit in neighborly when a suitable and neighborly alternative exists in Yorba Linda. That would have been accepted with just a few, almost zero issues. Go ahead and give your speeches on how you would trample on this town and then expect there to be any acceptance and inclusion in the future. Our tiny town gave the entire country hope that you can fight against the bullies and win. Now what message have we sent? The Mormons talk about compromises that they gave us. Oh my, we've compromised so well, blah, blah, blah. But they don't get to compromise. They get to ask. And since it was, as it was noted from their own bully lawyers and designers, that you get up there, it's a clean slate because we don't have any church zones. And you get up there and you get to grant their requests. Our speeches came from the heart. Their speeches came out of a playbook. There was a bingo card that was made up before the meeting with expected sayings from this and other temple fights. We had almost blackout, with many of them said more than once. One of my favorites was, this temple is where heaven and earth can meet. Well, it certainly feels like hell when you have to bully your way into that space. So that's how I'll view that monster every single time I drive by it and say, there's hell on earth. What kind of message would the Mormons youth have given knowing that what they were asking for was such an unneighborly request? Did they know that the lawyers had the lawsuit drafted and ready to go? What kind of blessings would be brought to Fairview after a long drawn-out lawsuit where Fairview was bankrupted into oblivion? I had a dear friend of mine that's a Mormon, tried to console me after the vote and asked if I would be her personal guest at the grand opening. I told her that I'd think about it. I told her that until the vote happened, I wanted that temple in our town. Now, not only do I not want it in our town, I don't want it to be called Fairview. So change the name back to McKinney, because it's now, not ever will be part of our town. It's hell on earth. Y'all up there know that our argument was never about the monstrosity of a building that you wanted to jam into a residential neighborhood where it doesn't fit and doesn't belong. It was about setting a new precedent for the next religious organization to come into Fairview and do the same thing. Do you know that the Muslim community has made public commitment to be in every town in Collin County? Do you know there's likely bought property because they do it through LLCs and blind companies? Just today I read about the following location in McKinney. In less than 10 years, we'll have taken over the leadership and boards here in McKinney. And they go on to say that they think that their building that's 45,000 square foot is currently zoned for 15,000 square foot buildings, but they're going to go in and change the zoning and get it back to a 45,000 square foot structure. So our concern was, yes, it was about today, but it was also about tomorrow. But you've opened the door for that, and we can't stop it. I've been speaking all over Collin County and commissioners' courts to ask for them to protect our citizens, but this one hit hard because it's my backyard, it's my home. You know, I'm going to run out of time. Let's go to the end. The Mormons might have got their way, but they made us dislike them for the rest of eternity. That building will forever be a reminder that they got their way. It will not bring blessings. It will be a reminder of our town that the bullies came and lied, manipulated, and threatened Fairview and won. They should be ashamed, but they won't, because that's how bullies are. I will not stop fighting for Fairview, the Fairview we love. I hope in time you'll have the courage to join us.
Thank you.